In this video, I will give you some magic words to boost your affirmations. Make sure you watch the entire video because all of these words can help you with different circumstances. Well, I have to say in the beginning, of course, these words are not magic, they're normal words. However, they can work like magic and boosting your affirmations. One I personally like to use is of course. Okay, that's 2 words, but still, of course. That will give your affirmation authority immediately. You could say, my person loves me, or you can say, of course, my person loves me. Which one is more authoritative? Of course, that is how it is. And the of course can sink into your subconscious mind because sometimes your ego will try to fight you a little bit. And if you say, of course, then you already state, ego, it is like this. Of course they love me. Of course it is easy for me to make X amount of money. Of course I get every job that I want. Of course I am completely healthy. But you already see the difference, right? I am healthy. Of course I'm healthy. And that immediately can shift your energy a little bit. That of course. Because when would you say of course? If you state something like it is, it really is, it cannot be any other way. Of course, that is how it is. So if you want to have some more authority, if you have some doubts, then you can just add of course to your affirmation. If you do have problems with self-worth, like for example love, and you've been neglected all your life, then you can say, I am worthy of being loved. And you can add the name even. I am worthy of being loved by a specific person. I am worthy to get every job that I want. I am worthy to get that job. I am worthy to get that raise. I am worthy of having the best friends. I am worthy of living in a healthy body. Whatever it is. Once you add I'm worthy, then you can bypass the ego that sometimes says, no, but I do feel unworthy. I felt unworthy all of my life. So it's basically like a 2-in-1 because you do build up self-worth. Of course, you can go a little bit more generic. I am worthy of everything I desire. I am worthy of my manifestation coming to me easily. You can play with it. But if you feel like self-love, self-worth due to your past experience is an issue, just add I am worthy of, or I am deserving. Something that would imply that, yes, you do deserve it. You are worthy of whatever you want. Another one is if you have been wanting to manifest something for a while, then try to add the word finally. Let's say you want to manifest your specific person to reach out, and you can say, my SP is reaching out to me all the time. Or you can say, finally, my SP is reaching out to me all the time. Finally, I got that promotion. Finally, I was accepted by that school. Finally, I make X amount of money every month. Finally, I am feeling healthy and fit. That finally often is when you are a little bit anxious when it comes to your manifestation, because the word finally, when do we say finally? It is usually combined with some kind of relief. I mean, just say the word finally, right? Do you feel like this ease in your body immediately when you say finally? So you can use that easy feeling of finally and add that to your manifestation. Finally, I received XYZ. Finally, I am ... Another thing, another tip you can use is the because affirmations. Because our subconscious mind sometimes wants to have a reason, but it is not that reasonable. So you could say, for example, of course, my person is always calling me because they're always calling me. I mean, rationally, you know, that doesn't make any sense. They're doing it because they're doing it. But again, your subconscious mind will just take it. Of course they are doing this. Now I said of course. It is because of. So you have your affirmation and then you just add the word because and you repeat your affirmation, or you shorten it up a little bit. For example, you could say, of course my person adores me and is always reaching out to me because he adores me. Or you could add something else behind the because. My person is always reaching out to me because they love me. I always get the job that I want because I'm always the best option. Or just, as I said, you repeat it, I am the best option for the job because I am the best option for that job. Again, just a little trick to give your subconscious mind a reason why it should accept that. And the reason may be the same thing as your affirmation. Another thing is ask affirmations or affirmations, which means you have this affirmation and you turn it into a question. Instead of my person is always reaching out, why is my person always reaching out? And then your subconscious mind cannot fight my person's always reaching out, like, oh, that's not true, because you tell it, why are they always reaching out? And then your subconscious mind will find some proof of your person always reaching out. And even since your subconscious mind doesn't have any like time, like feeling for time, it just knows now, and now is like a period of 2 to 3 minutes. It doesn't differentiate between last week and 5 years ago. So if you've had a SB, or maybe that specific SB in the beginning phase reached out a lot, then your subconscious mind doesn't necessarily know that they stopped doing that, unless you keep telling your subconscious mind they're not reaching out, they're not reaching out. So when you say, why are they always reaching out? Your subconscious mind will go and find that information. Oh yeah, I remember they reached out all the time back then. But you can basically do it with anything. Why does money come so easily for me? And then your subconscious mind, it may not even come to your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind may remember all of those times you found like 10-cent pieces on the floor somewhere. That's easy money, right? And also your subconscious mind doesn't know big or small, it just knows money. Or someone gifted you, I don't know, for your birthday, $20 bill, easy money. You may not rationally see that as easy money because 10 cents is tiny, and yeah, I just got that because it was my birthday. Doesn't matter to your subconscious mind. All of the memories where you got easy money will start coming up, but again, doesn't even have to come up all the way to your conscious mind, and that's not the purpose of them. It is to feed your ego with, there have been situations where we got that easy money, where that person always has been reaching out, where I felt healthy. Because when you say, why do I always feel healthy? Right now, maybe you don't, but your subconscious mind knows that there have been situations where you felt healthy. So affirmation, also called askfirmations, are definitely a way to bypass that ego. I have another magic word. Sometimes we feel like we're lying to ourselves, right? We're saying, I am with my person, and there is so much like, no, it's not true, it's not that. I'm lying to myself when I'm saying affirmations. When one trick I always tell my clients is how to see affirmations. I always use the example of, let's use an example in Germany. I live in Frankfurt and you want to go to Berlin. If you then type Berlin into the navigation system, you're not automatically in Berlin, right? You're still in Frankfurt. Affirmations are just telling your subconscious mind that is the end goal, that is where I want to go. It does not automatically mean I am there right now. However, we do formulate them in the way I am. However, if you feel like you are lying to yourself, you can add I choose. Because maybe you've already heard creation is finished, so there is different timelines, there is different outcomes. And when you cannot say I am that, then you can say I choose to be, I choose to experience, I choose to be on the timeline where I am with my person, I choose to make X amount of money each month, I choose to feel healthy, I choose to feel beautiful, I choose to whatever it is. Because then you already know, okay, there is several options. I am not what I want to be right now, but I have understood consciously that the other version already exists, and now I'm affirming that I choose to be that. I would believe that I am is the more powerful. However, if you are not ready for the I am affirmations, then start with I choose. And once you feel a little bit more secure and you have your manifestations, like the first one's coming, then you can still go to I am. However, do you have to? No, because everyone is different. It is the law of assumptions. So maybe you have your best results with I choose instead of I am affirmations, because we are all different. But that is something else you can try. I choose to be, I choose to have, I choose to experience, and then whatever it is. So I hope this video helped you. If you have some more of those magic words, post them below for other people to read, and maybe I'll make a part 2 on this. But I have to say, for me, I like the of course affirmations, especially when a little bit of doubt comes up. Of course, that is how it is. That is a good way to fight that out for self-love, self-worth, because I'm worthy. And I really like the finally affirmations because in that moment, they immediately put me into that sense of ease. So try it and let me know what you think about it. If you want personal coaching, I have almost 20 years experience of personal coaching. So you can, of course, reach out. Please check out my other channel, Janine Nicole Robotic, Affirmations, and Subliminal, where I have outsourced my affirmation and subliminal videos in order to reprogram your mind, and most of those are, as the name says, robotic affirmations. I can't wait to see you there, and yeah, I do wish you all the best now. Bye bye. If you want to book your own custom-made affirmation or subliminal, you will find my contact information in the description box below. Or if you want me to coach you when it comes to manifesting, I am a certified manifestation coach. Don't hesitate to contact me.